let me tell you something, people. The internet, I don't know what's going on with it. I don't know what's going on in the world. But the global bandwidth apparently is sucking so hard that we tried to start our show a little bit early, and our streaming platform told us, nay, nay. But through
No need.
persistence, and because we're men, we consistently hit the button a
Not as
lot
much.
of times.
Not as much with Cynthia. I have it recorded. Fucking 2 weeks ago, me and her went to she was doing a band. She was videotaping everything for the band and getting promotions and everything. Well, throughout the whole thing, she lives in Electra right now, so I was like, hey, I have to do the podcast at 8. We can get done at like 9:30 or we'll get done like at 9:30, then we can go to the bar and go do your stuff. She's like, yeah, that's fine. Just I'll come pick you up early. So she's laying down on the couch, just doing her social media stuff, getting ready for the rest of the day. So me and Bill having an intelligent conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I see out of the corner of my mind her fucking right arm just going furious. So, because I'm a degenerate, what are my first thoughts, Johnny?
She double clicking the mouse.
Fuck yes. I was like, I literally said in my mind, I was like, she is not doing what I think she's doing. Okay, she's clicking on her phone. And I noticed that it tilted a little bit because I gave her like this screen so it protects it from looking on the side. But so I was like, oh, she's watching a video and she's hitting the like button as much as time to give precedence and she's like, it's up to 20K. I'm like, oh, okay, that's good. At the corner of my eye, what I'm looking at, right? She's like, what? It looks like you're doing something nasty on my couch, and I don't freaking like it. She's like, God, okay, I could see your point. So, anyways.
Yeah. So, but welcome to Nerd Sports 274. Our intro got wildly off track, which almost.
You know what? I actually like it doing it that way. I honestly do.
Well, I was trying to I was getting there. I was, and then just for whatever reason, when I said, smashing that button.
Yeah, you hit my.
You squirreled and you took the show like, and then we lost 11 viewers just like that.
You hit my tism. You hit my tism. That's what happened. You need to stop that, Johnny. It's all your fault. Johnny, can you do me a quick favor though?
What?
With your mustache and your little stash on the bottom part, and the haze that's on your camera, you look like somebody's.
Oh God, that's not better at all.
There we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. Should we just move on to the weird sport?
Yeah. There you go. Weird sport. Take it away, David.
Okay. Yeah. You actually you sent me this, and I already had like files of these things already. So
as we take a look at Team Philly here.
Yeah, I love the technique that Team Philly used. She went kind of slow and steady. I see some of the other competitors like really raking it really fast, and sometimes that causes the confetti to fly back up. And so she went kind of.
A few highlights.
Yes, this is real. It's a
thing that happens, and there are
games,
tons of housewife games.
Oh yeah. You gave me one video. And
Dude,
I'm like,
it has been, I mean, all day. My algorithm has been nothing but
yes.
Apparently the internet. Okay, so the Ocho, ESPN 8 is a real thing, right?
Yeah.
So apparently the internet's just picking up on this, right? we went to Clear Lake over the weekend.
Yeah.
And you know, it's there. It's not very, plentiful where, either one of us lives. So we went to, you good?
Yeah.
We went to Outback Steakhouse, right?
Okay.
And immediately the kids start complaining because they're like, I don't like Australian food. It's not Australian food, it's American cuisine, right? Because you have Outback Steakhouses in Australia and they go for the American cuisine, right?
Yeah.
And then, they've got chicken strips. Oh, we're good. We're good. We can get chicken strips, right? All right. Anyway, so we had profiled this sport a few months back. It's played on a circular field. It's 3 soccer teams, and they're all playing on the same pitch, right?
Yeah.
3 goals, 3 teams, 1 ball, right?
Yeah.
And so I was like, check it out, guys. It's the Ocho. And they're like, okay. I said,
Have they never seen
Ocho? ESP, right? No. Eventually, the light bulb built up enough wattage to where they, they figured it out. They're like, "Oh, you mean like dodgeball?" I'm like, "Yes, like dodgeball." So apparently, ESPN took a parody and made it a business plan, and I'm here for it.
I don't think it was a parody because at the time they did have like dozens and dozens of ESP channels. I mean, they still do.
Well, they still do. There we go. I was highlighting the wrong one.
From India, yeah.
Yeah. So,
so,
but I'm like, man, I've seen so many off the wall sports. And then one of the comments was, if you found yourself watching the Ocho, fear not, football's coming back. Right? 4 Saturdays from now, college football kicks off for the season.
Yes.
But and thank you for the subscribe. We appreciate that. Hit that little bell notification so that way you get notified whenever we go live.
Yes.
But all right, so baseball news. All right. So the Red Sox have seemingly hit a wall where they were 27-3 over the last 30 games or whatever. Then, the A's came to town and took 2 out of 3, which stopped their streak of 9 consecutive series wins. They dropped 2 in a row. They're up in Toronto right now, trailing 2-0. I'm not sweating it. I'm not sweating it at all. Right. At work,
down at work times.
Right. But at work, I'm catching hell, because obviously I work with a bunch of Astro fans and there's one Red Sox fan also there, besides myself. And so one of the guys that I work with, he was like, yeah, well, the Astros aren't doing too bad either. And I was like, okay. Yeah. I mean, if you want to, be happy that they took first place in the weakest division of all of baseball. And dude, that ruffled so many feathers. Like, it's like, you know what?
Size. Do you need like, bodyguards now?
No. Although, admittedly, I'm kind of on one of the supervisors' shit list, but it's okay. Eventually, either I'll find someplace else to land on my feet, or I'll, in his words, figure it out. But it is what it is, right? So, show up. I got 12 and a half more hours to go this set, so it's all good, right? Tomorrow's last one of the anyway. I digress.
Yeah.
So, I'm not worried about the Sox right now. The fact that they are where they're at, dude, I'm happy, right?
Yeah.
Because at the beginning of June, they were 14 games below 500.
Well,
Right now, they're 2.5 games behind the Yankees. They are 11 games over 500, and they're still 8-2 over their last 10 games. Right. So, and they've got the best run differential in the division. They're plus 84. Right. The only team in the American League that's better is the Detroit Tigers with a plus 87.
Yeah.
And the Tigers, they're 7-3 over their last 10, but like the Astros, they're negative 28 on their run differential. So I'm like, okay, you look at some of the run different. It's kind of atrocious, right? You look at the American League West. You've got first place Houston Astros. They're 60-59. That's one game above 500.
Yeah.
They're at 504, right? Their winning percentage 6-4 over their last 10. They've lost their last two. Then you've got the Rangers, who are in second place, a half game back at 500, and they're 4-6 over their last 10. They've dropped their last game, and they've got a negative 33 run differential. So, yeah, and I'm just like, and the fact that they're tonight, the Rangers are in Anaheim playing the Angels. The Astros are in San Francisco playing the Giants. Both of those teams that they're playing, both of those California teams, just basically had a fire sale or didn't do anything. If you're the Angels, they didn't do anything to improve their clubs at the trade deadline. So on paper, both of those, but both Texas teams should, win out in California.
Yeah.
Well, at least this leg of their California trip, the Astros lost 2 of 3 against the Padres.
Yeah.
So,
well, we still got the main thing. I mean, me and Colin talked about it when you had to work that one day.
Yeah.
And we were saying, in all reality, September's the day, the month you really want to pay attention to.
It is the reason why we play 162 games.
Yeah.
I mean, literally. I mean, it's like I'm not sweating it. But let's take a look at the wild card standings right now. You've got your American League division leaders right now. You've got Tampa Bay in the East, Chicago White Sox in the Central, and you've got Houston in the West. But your AL wild card leaders are the Yankees. It's plus 7 games. The Red Sox are firmly in second with a 2.5 game deficit to the Yankees. And then you've got the Rangers holding that third wild card spot. Now, sorry, I'm talking with my mouth full, but it's what happens. You get home 30 minutes before showtime. But Detroit, they're a game out of the wild card. Minnesota's a game and a half. Cleveland's a game and a half. Baltimore's 2 games out. Now, it's worth mentioning that Baltimore's 4 games below 500. So it's conceivable. All the teams that are currently out of the wild card in the American League are a minimum of 2 games below 500 right now. So if the Rangers go on a slide and the Tigers kind of float right there, I mean, we could have a sub 500 team in the playoffs. And it's happened before. It's happened in the NFL before, but I don't know. Over in the National League, those division leaders, you got Milwaukee in the Central, Atlanta out east, and then the Dodgers out west. Milwaukee has got the best record in baseball right now with a 627 winning percentage. I mean, literally, they're 30 games above 500. But the Chicago Cubs, they hold the first wild card spot. The Diamondbacks and the Phillies are basically they're in a virtual tie for the second and third wild card slots. San Diego, they are 5 games below 500, or actually 5 games over 500. They've got a 521 winning percentage. They're a game out. The Marlins, a game above 500 or 3 games out. St. Louis is at 500. They're 3.5 out. And then the next team below them is the Washington Nationals. They're 2 games below 500, and they're 4.5 games out of the third wild card. So depending on who gets hot at the right time, you could see the playoff picture not be completely solidified until game 162. Which, when we get to game 162, it's the last day of the regular season. Every game, every first pitch on 162 day starts at the same time. And the reason why baseball did that is because you would have teams scoreboard watching and seeing, well, they're a potential opponent for the first round of the playoffs. Who are they starting? So that way we know if we need to start our ace or if we can rest him and then have him start for game 1 of the series, kind of a thing, right? So it took that out. It took that option away from teams, which I was loving. Because I mean, because when the playoffs started, everybody's 0-0 again, and it's it's even. With the exception of the top seed, which obviously from each league they get the first round bye. But I'm good with where the Red Sox are right now. I mean, realistically, they're not going to. Nobody can hold that kind of a winning at that kind of a clip. They can't. Yeah. Statistically, it's impossible. Nobody has ever gone 162-0. In the real world.
That's statistically impossible.
Well, I mean, back in the Super Nintendo days with Ken Griffey Jr. presents Major League Baseball, I would go 162-0 all the time. But I had the virtue of the reset button if I was getting my ass handed to me in a game.
Was Nolan Ryan?
Do I know?
Was it Nolan Ryan that was kicking your ass?
No. It was not. But because the only named player in that whole game was Ken Griffey Jr.
Really?
Yeah, it was his game.
Oh,
right. The game wasn't sponsored by or endorsed by the MLPA. It was not.
Yeah, because they would have to pay each player royalties.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the preseason kicks off in 2 days, 21 hours, and 45 minutes.
Dude, that game is awesome.
Right. Well, and I'm going to get to that here in just a minute. But, dude, the Hall of Fame induction speeches, I listened to all of them, and they were good. I give the best speech to Adam Vinatieri. He was the kicker for the New England Patriots and the Indianapolis Colts, won 4 Super Bowls, 3 with New England, 1 with Indianapolis. He holds the record for the most points scored in the NFL, as well as the most field goals kicked in the NFL, as well as a record for the most consecutive field goals made at 44, which is insane, right? He kind of turned it into a little bit of a roast. Oh, dude, yeah. He was making jokes about Bill Belichick not being able to be there because he had made a prior commitment to judging his girlfriend's cheerleading competition. Yeah. I was like, whoa, okay. So it's going to be like that. And he was making Tom Brady jokes.
Where was
he was like Pat McAfee. He's like, because he played with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee was the punter. He was also the kickoff specialist, right? Vinatieri was the place kicker. But he's like, Pat McAfee's here. Hey, guy, what's going on, bud? Pat McAfee's the only guy who enjoyed holding my balls more than my wife. I was like, I'm listening. I was like, what? And, I mean, dude, the crowd went absolutely nuts, dude. It was crazy. But Of course, Drew Brees, he takes home the award for the most heartfelt and emotional speech. Um, it was a good class of Hall of Fame inductees for the NFL. Um, and I mean, I know that in preseason, you can't really gauge how a team is going to perform in the regular season by how they play in the preseason, right?
Not this year.
No,
Dude,
no,
have you-
no. Back
no,
up.
no.
Hold on. Pump the brakes, Thanos. Hold on. All right. Pump the brakes. I'm telling you. All right. Teams that go undefeated in the preseason, 99% of the time do not go on to the Super Bowl, let alone win that
Oh, no,
Super
that's
Bowl.
not what I was trying to get at.
Yeah.
What I was trying to get at, there's already like mass injuries for almost every team.
No, that's just from training camp. No, I'm
Yeah.
talking about live games.
No,
Okay.
I get that, but you already have these injuries already in training camp, and half a good portion of the teams aren't going to be like the A-listers going in there that they want.
And this, okay, so, and here's the thing, man. Here's the thing about any professional sport. All right, baseball's got spring training, football's got the preseason, hockey's got a preseason, basketball. I think they've got a preseason as well. But here's the thing, you're going to see stars get hurt. You're just going to. There's no way around that. People get hurt, right? Especially the older they get. The opportunity for them to get hurt, even in a non-contact play, goes up, right? Exponentially, right?
Yeah.
Getting older as we approach our 50s. Well, as I approach my 50s.
I'm 2
Okay.
years away from your brother.
We have phrases in our lexicon like "I slept wrong." Like, how do you fuck that up? I slept wrong, right? It's not like there's a sheet of instructions that we were given when we were a kid, like close your eyes and just fucking go to sleep.
Yeah.
Right?
Dude, it's even worse than that.
It's like I turned my head today and I got a crick in my neck.
It's not, it's worse than that.
Like, we've got words in our vocabulary like ointment.
No, even worse than that. Trust me. This is what happened last Wednesday. I took the kids to the pool at my apartment complex.
Right.
Well, handling a 3-year-old in the deep end, you're moving them around, trying to make sure they don't drown.
Yeah.
Death or death-like symptoms.
Right.
So I'm pulling this little girl, and I'm just grabbing her, pulling her, moving her to the side. Well, I grab her a little bit because I wanted to put her into the kiddie pool area. And I grab her, and she coughs because she just inhaled a lot of water, and she headbutts my collarbone.
Mm-hmm.
I pick her up. I was like, oh, damn, that hurt. I pick her up. I slip, and I hit they have these boulders to separate the big pool from the small pool.
That's right, dude. I can't stand the pool at your apartment complex, man.
I slipped and bruised my leg. I thought I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have a big gash because I hit that rock. Luckily, didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
I go to work, and on Friday, mind you, this is Wednesday. On Friday, I'm like working and everything, and stuff starts to hurt. I'm used to it because I'm at that age. I was like, I hit my leg. I was like, oh God, what happened there? And I was like, man, well, my shoulder started giving my regular shoulder stretches and everything. And I pressed my collarbone and intense pain. It took me half a day to figure out what had happened because I was trying to figure out the entire day. So I had forgotten what happened to me on Wednesday.
I'm thankful that I've got a wife that is big into the peptide stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I don't even ask what it is that she's putting in a syringe to give to me. I'm like,
oh, you are.
If you think that I could use it and it would help, go for it, right? She had me doing this stuff a while back, and I think I'm about to start a new cycle of it called the Wolverine Stacker.
Oh, yeah. The BHT something?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that helps a lot.
Bro. Yeah. And then before I go to work sometimes, and most of the time before I go to the gym, she draws up a syringe full of this stuff called Superhuman. It's a pre-workout.
Oh, I don't need that.
No. Dude, it's not like one of these, you take it and all of a sudden you've got like a nuclear reactor going on, right? It's not like the powders, right? It's not full of sugars and caffeines. I don't know what's in this stuff, but dude, I get a longer, more sustainable burn. And and I'm like, I fucking love it, dude. I'm like, whoa, it's crazy. So, and I can definitely tell when, like, if I skip a day,
Yeah.
I can feel my age on those days.
That's what's really sad nowadays. One, I wouldn't ever be mean to your wife, because one of those days she's gonna hook you up with a syringe, and I'm gonna be wondering where you at on Monday.
I mean, you've known me for years now, so it's like I've got no problem with being savage to other human beings, right?
Yeah.
I've learned to
Shut your mouth. Just say
I've learned to wet sand with 10,000 grit sandpaper, the rough edges, right? I feel like as I approach the half century mark that I've become much softer. Like, and then with my niece running around, like I came home from work today, right? So of course my wife hops off the couch and she comes over, hugs me, and gives me, the kiss, and I hear my niece, "Ee!" And then the pitter patter of little feet as she comes running, around the corner of the couch. And then she just comes up to me and goes, and I'm like, all right, I love you too. And I pick her up, and I'm just like, now I'm carrying around a toddler, and I'm like, awesome. So, but I got plenty of things around here to keep me young, but man, I'm telling you, the peps help. The peptides do help. But so I think I really kind of want to keep tonight short. So it's going to be an abbreviated episode. I know. We say that, but then 45 minutes later, we're still here.
we can do 5 minutes on the WNBA.
Yes, let me pull that up here real quick.
I'll give you a little bit of notes. The commissioner of the NBA, WNBA, decided to say trans women can do men's sports or women's sports, and this is all because Sophie Kellingham coming out. It's like men shouldn't be in women's sports.
Yeah, well, here's the thing: the WNBA and the hierarchy that run it, okay, they need to understand something. That's just because you've had positive returns for the last 3 seasons on now, I think. Is it 2 seasons? I think it's 2 or 3 seasons. All right, since Caitlin Clark came into the league.
Since Caitlin Clark
came into the league, you were, for the first time in your league's history, are returning a profit. Okay? Don't forget that you are being subsidized by the NBA. The NBA has been footing the bill for your losses since your inception.
Mm-hmm.
That is because up until Caitlin Clark came into the league and generated a wealth of excitement about women's professional basketball,
and don't forget
about put on the court has been absolute shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget about Sophie Kellingham either.
Yeah. No. No. You circle the wagons around both of those girls.
Oh yeah.
Okay? Because when she. Okay, so let me.
When Cunningham came in, not Cunningham, Caitlin Clark came into the league, dude. Whenever we made a short and it popped up, we would get about 2K views.
Yeah,
It was
you know,
it was it was just it was basically printing money at that point in time.
yeah. So, you know, Sophie Cunningham, she puts herself at the center of. I mean, she makes the league newsworthy, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Caitlin Clark's out there being an assassin from the outside, right? She's getting her triple doubles, you know, and she's doing her, right?
Yeah.
I will own a Caitlin Clark jersey before it's all said and done. I will own a Sophie Cunningham jersey before it's all said and done. And when the Houston Comets finally get going and get back to playing basketball at the Toyota Center, I will go see those games when the Indiana Fever are in town.
Oh
Absolutely. Right. So, but I mean, so the other night she took she basically took a forearm to the face. Now, let me see something here. Now CBSnews.com, this is the headline. All right. WNBA faces new controversy after Chicago Sky's DeJoni Carrington ejected over foul on Sophie Cunningham. Now, it says the WNBA star Sophie Cunningham, already at the center of a fight over transgender participation, took a flagrant foul from an opposing player who was ejected from the game. See, that makes it kind of sound like the girl that took it all arm and then slammed her to the ground.
yeah.
Tries to make it sound like she is transgender, which she's not. All right. Brittany Grimer is. Okay.
I'll put you on that one.
But what I find funny is that, at the risk of blowing up the show here, I see the WNBA as a good old girls club, right? And if you're not the right skin color,
No, I don't think it's.
no, hold on. I'm going to clarify, right? Because a majority of let me back up. It's not that if you're not the right skin color. I think it's if you don't
touch grass.
Yeah. Okay. So if you don't think a certain way, and if your lifestyle doesn't fit into the mold of what other players in the WNBA think it should be, you become a target, right? So when the Chicago player got ejected, when they reviewed the foul, right, they upgraded the flagrant foul to a flagrant 2, which meant an automatic ejection from the game. I'm surprised that the referees did that, because most of the time, dude, they let that shit go.
Oh yeah.
Right. And it almost seems like it's targeted. Now, what does this girl do when she goes back to the locker room? She gets on her phone, she gets on X, and she tweets out white privilege. Talking about Sophie got to stay in the game because of her white privilege. It's like, are you kidding me? So Sophie replied. She goes, look, there's no privilege about it. I've been kicked out of games. I deserved to get kicked out of those games. When you commit a flagrant foul like that and you get ejected from a game, that's on you.
Yeah.
Right? 100%. And, it's almost, it's gotten out of hand. It really has. If the WNBA wants to build credibility amongst their fan base, okay, they need to have they need to have their referees either fired and replaced en masse, or they need to send them to training camp over during the off season and be like, look, these fouls are fouls. And the way that the referees are calling the games and letting a lot of flagrant fouls go, or fouling the wrong player, right? It's gonna destroy that league, right? It's going to officially just tank the league.
Yeah.
Now, when the WNBA commissioner comes up and says trans women, let's just face it, dudes with identity crises or dudes with inferiority complexes want to play women's sports so that they can actually have a chance at dominating.
Yeah.
It's a women's league. Okay. You keep
there's already-
you keep them separate, right? Men have their leagues. Women
What-
need to have their leagues. Keep them separate. Don't let the lines blur, right?
What's really funny though is a lot of the NBA players are legitimately taking on saying, you know what? If you want to play like that, we're playing for the WNBA. And they're actually signing up for the WNBA.
See,
Right now, because of that, the commissioner is like, well, we have to go back and find out what really makes a woman. Me, I was like, the axe wound. Check and see if there's an axe wound. If there's an axe wound, maybe you should literally let them play. But if I've seen some muscle mummies, they had some really big hangs. But you know, if you have a member that stands up when women walk by, maybe.
or more specifically, if you have an appendage that stands up in the morning, okay, you don't get to play in the women's leagues. You just don't.
Just do a little bit of sleep study. That's all I'm saying. Or you know what? Even easier. Hey, we got this gold package because Blue Chew Gold. It's probably the best one to get everything up. You give it to them, and if something rises, even if it's a small amount, 2 inches is good enough, from what I hear. But
hey, if you pound it enough times, 2 inches will get you to the moon.
I had to have sex with a woman 3 times because she wanted 6 inches.
Fucker, dude. Oh my God. But here's the thing, okay? I have a very hard time trying to take a league seriously when the leader, when the commissioner of that league is going to put biological women in harm's way by allowing naturally born men. You know, I don't want to hear this argument between trans women or women. No, the fuck they're not. They're just not. Okay. I mean, really, you're committed to the cosplay. That's all you are. Honestly. Keep men out of women's sports and have a nice day. Right? And this is going to open up a really old can of worms, but all right, growing up as a kid, I was in Cub Scouts, and then I was in Boy Scouts. Made it all the way to Eagle, right?
Mm-hmm.
When they started letting girls join the Boy Scouts, I got a call from the Eagle Scout Association, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they wanted to create this national registry and just make sure that everything was up to date. I told them I was still proud of my achievement, but I no longer identify myself as an Eagle Scout. And they were like, why not? I said, because Boy Scouts have lost their meaning and they've lost their way. Because they took the word boy off of Boy Scouts. It's now just Scouts of America, but you can't join the Girl Scouts. Because that would be predatory, right?
So
you can't see, you can't see Timmy out there fucking selling fucking caramel delights or fucking Thin Mints, but Susie J. Rottencrotch can go out there and tie a fucking square knot and go camping with the boys. Tell me that's not fucked off, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, digress.
NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR. That's what I'm doing right now.
I gave you 2 extra minutes. I literally set a timer.
Right. Yeah. So, there was a race in Iowa this weekend. We had a couple of really some second two consecutive or two this weekend had two-time winners now. Ty Gibbs picked up the second win of his Cup career this weekend in the Xfinity race. Carson Kvapil picked up his second career victory over the weekend as well. And I'm still freezing. What the hell? Bandwidth, I swear on all that is holy. I'm just going to get Starlink at some point. I need to talk to Daddy Elon about that and see maybe if he sponsors the show and gives us free Starlink. That'd be pretty awesome.
I don't think he needs us to sponsor the show.
No, we're asking him to sponsor the show. Like, hey, we'll pimp out the Starlink services. Just sponsor the show. We'll do live reads. I'm just saying, it's worth a shot. Anyways, 10 cars finished on the lead lap this weekend at Iowa. Short track racing. It's all good. Ty Gibbs, the aforementioned winner, picked up his second win of his career. 1 through 10 was Christopher Bell, or Ty Gibbs, Christopher Bell, who picked up the extra championship point by having the fastest lap of the race at 24.16 seconds, followed by Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, AJ Allmendinger, William Byron, and Austin Dillon. That rounded out your top 10. Everybody else was at least one lap down, starting with 11th, Connor Zilich, Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Zane Smith, Noah Gragson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Preece round out your top 20, 21st all the way down, Riley Herbst, Todd Gilliland, Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, Michael McDowell, Austin Hill, Brad Keselowski, Cole Custer, Austin Cindric, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carson Hocevar, Cody Ware, Kyle Larson. Apparently, he had a really bad day. Alex Bowman, Eric Jones, and finally, Tyler Reddick. Tyler Reddick seemed unstoppable at the beginning of the season, and he has since fallen like a rock. But let's take a look at the standings real quick because we're only a couple of weeks away from the cutoff for the regular season. You've got Denny Hamlin, who is your points leader. Ty Gibbs with the win over the weekend picked up 2 spots. He's now in second. Ryan Blaney's in third. Tyler Reddick dropped 2 spots to fourth. Chase Briscoe up 2 spots to fifth. Christopher Bell, with the exception of Ryan Blaney, the top 6 or the 5 of the top 6 drivers are all Toyota drivers, and they're all either 2311 owned by Denny Hamlin or Joe Gibbs Racing, which owns Denny Hamlin's car. So, the settlement, the preseason settlement with NASCAR is paying out dividends apparently. So still, Chase Elliott dropped 1 to 7th, Carson Hocevar 8th, Chris Buescher 9th, Kyle Larson, he needs to figure it out, and he needs to figure it out quickly because he dropped to 10th. William Byron up 1 spot to 11th. Daniel Suarez down 1 spot to 12th. Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace in 14th. Shane Van Gisbergen 15th. And Austin Cindric in 16th. Now, the cutoff line is about 9 points. No. 39 points. 39 points. Or is it 32? 31 points. I'm sorry. 31 points separate 16th from 17th. Austin Cindric and Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece is in 17th on the outside looking in. There's a few drivers that are obviously going to be out of it, and they're out of it for good, despite the fact that they may have a win, because wins no longer count the way that they did last year, right? It's not win and you're in anymore. You have to qualify on points. It's the way racing used to be, the way it needs to stay. And I like this year's format. I hope they stick with it. I'm telling you, it's going to be tight. Schedule next week, we have got The Cookout 400. That's going to be a Saturday night race, Saturday, August 15th at 6 p.m. Central Time. It's the Cookout 400 at Richmond Raceway, Richmond, Virginia. It's a 400-lap, 300-mile affair. You can catch the race on TV on the USA Network, on the radio at MRN, which is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Sirius XM Channel 90 in your car or on your mobile device, or your driver feeds on HBO Max. Richmond and Iowa are set up a lot alike. Iowa was actually modeled after Richmond, so it took a lot of inspiration from Richmond. It's going to be a lot of beating and banging, and there's going to be a lot of tempers getting flaring up, because after that, we're looking at we've got three. Okay, so counting Richmond, we've got 3 more races until the cutoff. You've got Richmond, and then you got New Hampshire Motor Speedway, and then you've got the regular season finale at Daytona for the Coke Zero 400. So you want to throw a wild card in there. Guys that are close to the bubble on either side of the line you're going to see a myriad of pit strategies. You're going to see a myriad of dancing partners, and you're going to see a lot of chaos at Daytona, because these super speedways, if they're anything but fast, they're notorious for the big one. And it's not a question of if the big one happens, it's a question of when the big one's going to happen and how many drivers it's going to take out. So, the drivers that are flirting outside, close to the top 10, it just right there from like 8th, 9th, 10th, all the way down to 12th. They need to really be careful, because over the next 3 weeks, they could either position themselves to clinch before they get to Daytona for a spot in the chase, or they could find themselves really needing to have a good day at Daytona in order to make the chase. I like the fact that really it's about points now. So it forces a driver and their team to focus on strategy, right? More so than they did last year, whenever it was just, hey, let's just throw caution to the wind and hope we get a late caution, and here, take 2 tires and go, right? Or stay out, and then you hope that you get a good restart, and then that the rest of the field just kind of bunches themselves up. Because that was really just kind of a wing and a prayer last year with the win and you're in. With the racing for points, now you have to be concerned with the people that you're racing around, where they're at in the points, and then what your finishing position is. And you've also got to excel for those stage points, because last year they were just bonus points in the playoffs. Now they count towards your regular season total. So consistency is the key. You can't hang back all race long and then just, pick the right time to kick it into that extra gear, which is what a lot of teams did last year. So, did it look good? Did it look cool in the win column? Yeah, absolutely it did. But I think at the end of the day, points racing makes for a better product. And that's just the hill that I'm going to die on. But trying to think, anything nerd news worthy.
Do you want a heartfelt sports thing, or do you want a funny sports thing?
Let's go with funny.
So I like the heartfelt one, though.
I mean, you're the producer. You do you.
These 2 men, Royce and Cantor, are messing things up.
But they're women. There's nothing wrong.
Then why the hell are we having this meeting? Oh, shit, they built the defense.
Ladies and gentlemen, they have officially abandoned basketball. That's a 17-foot woman, technically. Y'all need one more. Oh, God. Bro, they built a 3-story defense. Stack another one. Make it interesting.
Had to mute it because of the music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Tornado.
That's just funny. All right.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah. You gotta love AI.
Yeah. Super Trooper 3's out.
Yes, it is. I have not gone to the movies yet, so I do want to see Super Troopers 3. I do want to see Spider-Man.
That was
I
really
know what happens in the damn movie, but I still don't want to talk about it until I see it.
It was really good.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard from a lot of people that now Tom Holland is now officially past Tobey Maguire for title of the best Spider-Man. I say it from a lot of people, not everybody.
Everybody's allowed to have their opinion, even though it's wrong.
It just is what I tell people all the time. I mean, we serve so they could have shitty opinions. It's all good. You are welcome, America, by the way. Thank you. Thank us for our service. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
that's about it. I mean, other than
Sony has started putting notices on their new PlayStations that in January of 2028 physical discs will no longer be a thing.
Yeah.
Microsoft has come back and they clapped back and they said, "Hey, we're going to introduce this program called Disc to Digital. So all 3 generations currently of Xbox can be backward compatible on your Series X or Series S. You just have to have a PC and you can basically rip your discs, your game discs, to your digital library. So you still have your physical games."
That's a good one up.
Yeah, it is. And the next generation of Xbox is they said it's been confirmed will have a disk drive. And I'm told, I've read that it will natively be backward compatible with every generation of Xbox.
That's interesting.
So if that does hold true and they can make it work without charging $1,000,
Well, okay, it's just
I'll get one.
Yeah, it's just programming, really.
It is, but you've also got to have that laser be able to read several different formats.
The lasers nowadays can.
They can.
Yeah.
Which really, kind of makes you scratch your head as to why Sony abandoned it. It's like it's just a friggin' emulator, right? So, but it makes things overheat. Well, then stop using liquid metal and use actual thermal paste. It's like, holy crap. And then for the love of God, figure out cooling and airflow. Holy crap.
Okay, and I'll get into it as fast as I possibly can because it involves data centers. And if you could watch our Friday show, Bill goes ape shit every fucking week about data centers.
Yeah.
But going on the new technology that's coming out to minimize like electricity, water usage, all that stuff. They've actually come out with a lot of good air cool systems that you don't have to use water to do that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just, as long as the data centers don't chew up the water in the areas around them, and they can produce RAM at pre-AI prices, great.
Yeah.
I would like to be able to buy an SSD without having to put a second mortgage on my house.
Yeah, it's like we're living back in the early 2000s again.
It's insane, right? Yeah. I've zeroed in my I do have a little bit of nerd to talk about. All right, so Hobbytown is a chain of hobby stores, right? They models,
Yeah, you
RCs.
can't find them anymore. It's very rare.
There's 4 of them in the Houston area, and they're building 2 more.
Oh, so
I've got one in Pearland, so it's 45 minutes for me.
awesome.
I've been to it twice, and they have an entire section devoted to just Gundam.
What did you use to hide your erection?
I didn't.
Ah,
I
Dude.
damn near knocked
kids.
there was a there's a perfect grade Millennium Falcon model, a 172 scale. I almost knocked it off the shelf.
Dude, kids. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, it's a good thing I went in there just before closing when there was no kids present. But so there's a Gundam that I want. It's the RX-9, it's the RX-98, right? It's a perfect grade, but it's the perfect grade unleashed. So this thing is a big boy and it's spicy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Price tag $650,
Yeah, it's not gonna surprise me.
right? They've got one. I've never seen one in the wild until I walked into the store and I was like,
okay. Yeah. That's a different story.
right? And I had to hold the box, dude. I had to pick it up and hold it. And the dude, the girl that was working there, she was just completely cool with it. She goes, "Yeah, go ahead, pick it up." And I was like, "Oh my God, it does exist, right?" Like, and she goes, "Yep, people buy it, but I don't know how." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's because they're content creators and they have sponsorships,
Yeah.
that allow them to buy that stuff."
Yeah.
Or Bandai sends it to them. But so I in addition to Hobby Lobby, I have a new Gundam spot. I've already bought 2 kits from Hobbytown in Pearland, Texas. Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna be so fucking broke for the rest of my life. It's not even funny.
All right, bud. Let's get this over with, man.
Yep, we're gonna land the plane before the hour. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the 700 or 700, the 274th week in a row. Counting down the days until we hit episode 300. If I'm working that night, I'm calling off of work just so I can do the show.
I'm gonna do that too.
I'm putting in notice right now. Anyways, without further ado, you've been indentured. You've been privy. I'd say you're better off. I'm Johnny Skelton.
I'm David Dickerman.
You don't have to go home, but fuck's sake, you can't stay here. So we're turning on the ugly lights, everybody. Peace out.